is decreased. You know, there's less kind of dilly-dallying. It's a great ball in.
Oh, yeah, that could have been a goal. Yeah, with a lot of pro players, they usually know what they're going to do 2 steps before they've already done it. So that's a real big difference between like just an average player and someone who's going to be at a tournament like this. It's the same with defending. Like you know where you want to defend 2 steps before you've already done it. So
well, I was watching some of the practice games earlier, and one thing that really fascinated me was I was watching the defending team, and it was Ovi that was playing. And I was watching how he was actually changing player. So I'm trying to explain it the best way. It's just as Dortmund could be going through here. No, well done, Remy at the back. So he was selecting his player that he was going to try and tackle the opposition with. But then he was deselecting them before they got even near and going to the next man. So it's almost like he saw them making the run he needed them to make, and he'd leave them on their own.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, for myself and other people that I'm kind of used to playing, I would make that decision later and maybe not been in place for the next pass. So it's literally, even when you've not got the ball, being ahead of the game.
Yeah, well, the style of defending that you've just mentioned, I kind of compare to like a game of chess, because what he's actually doing there is he's just putting someone in a position to make sure the player with the ball can't go forward. So he's trying to kind of just force them away, but he knows if they're going to carry on going forward, his player will tackle him.
Yeah.
So what he does, he'll put a player there and quickly change, and the player he's changed to, he will put in a new position and try and block off a pass.
Right.
So he's trying to cut off all of his options at the same time.
Yeah. And we're talking about skill moves. I was just watching Quadrado on the ball there, trying a few things. How important do you feel skill moves are in FIFA 15?
That's a question that a lot of people tend to ask. Like skills, I think they are important, but in games like this, you won't see them a lot, because when 2 tight players like this play, they won't get enough time on their ball to do any sort of skills. I mean, we will see them in this, but usually they're used in areas which. They won't. It's not really effective. It's kind of just, I'm going to do it. I'm going to practice for a situation where.
Costa with a shot there.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of practice for a situation where I'm going to need it in the future.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that I feel this game, and maybe as the games go through, they're getting a little bit more prevalent each game, and they're trying to make them more about actual necessity than, it's hard because skills aren't necessarily something that is necessary in real football. It's a flair thing that can do wonderful, people like Ronaldo, we've seen him do it and absolutely skin people with stepovers, but you can go around people without stepovers as well. So, hello, great bit of skill there. It's a good save from Courtois. But the rebound, so that's what you're talking about. The save was made, but it's gone to him, and now we're seeing a change straight away from Chelsea following that, conceding the goal there. So he's moved to a 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Remy stays in the 3 at the back, it looks like. Who's going to go up front with Costa?
I think he may put Remy up front and Zuma on, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Zuma, and he's doing well in real life. He's getting a lot of game time in real life. Is he someone that you'd use in the game?
Yeah, when I use Chelsea, I use him because he's...
over Ivanovic?
Yeah, I'm not. He's took Remy off actually, which is a surprise.
He took Remy off, okay.
Yeah, I was speaking to Fabio yesterday, and he was saying like he's
gone Willian up front.
Yeah, he's a bit undecided on his formation. Like he wasn't sure. He likes to use the 3-5-2, but obviously in a game like this, it's a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
But
now he needs a goal.
Yeah, he's reverting to it, and we'll see just how good he is.
So just to confirm, the first goal of this tournament, the Spring Masters, has gone to Spencer, the player who's got a big name for himself online, but making his tournament debut today, and doing okay.
Yeah, he was kind of a bit unlucky on Fabio's part, but
but at the same time, that was the first shot on target we'd seen. We saw a shot made, one shot. Oh, actually, we saw 2, but I think that was the rebound. The shot and the rebound. So we hadn't seen a shot on target before to that point, and that shows how important it is not letting your opponent get a clean shot at goal, because we've seen with the rebound there, it's out of your hands. If the keeper spills it to the opposition, you're in trouble. Yeah,
well, a lot of people say that you create your own luck, and that was a situation where I'd probably agree with that, because obviously he's got into a good position, he's had a shot, and the keeper saved it, but luckily it came out to him, and he's got a free, a free shot on goal. That should give him enough confidence now to be able to just, get through the game. But
and what will we see? So in this scenario, we've seen someone go 1-0 up just before the half-time whistle. Will the team in the lead now sit on this? Are we going to see him go for another goal? Or Dortmund have gone through here with Adrian Ramos, a bit of shirt pulling there. Referee's not giving it, and that could have easily been given as a penalty. Do you find the referee? I personally believe there are different personalities in referees. There will be a referee that would give that. There will be a referee that let it slide.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things, particularly in online play, that can separate the good players from the weaker players is sussing out those things and using it to their advantage. Okay, a ref's not giving much, then use that. Be a little bit rougher than you'd normally be.
Yeah, That was a little bit strange there because usually that would have resulted in Ramos running into the box, falling over, and just getting a free penalty. So to see the ref actually let him get away with that was a little bit surprising. So
it might be interesting to see if we see some slightly rougher tactics as a result. Maybe the ref is going to let those sort of things slide. But we do know that Chelsea are going to need a goal now. Yeah. I mean, a loss doesn't knock anyone out, but it's going to make it harder to progress.
Yeah, I mean...
we've got a little bit of interesting going on with the ball here. He's doing the YMCA. He's going to get the ball anytime soon, Oscar? No? Yeah, he's got it. It's just magically appeared. Lovely.
But yeah, if I was Fabio, I wouldn't be testing the ref too much after that.
No.
I mean, he's got away with one. I'd leave it at that.
So Spencer's doing quite well here. He's having a lot of possession in the opponent's half, in Fabio's half, and you know, if he can keep that going, doesn't even need the second goal. If he just keeps the ball away from Chelsea, that could have been through there. That was close.
Yeah, that was a risky defensive move. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, but sometimes when you lose to a bit of
Costa.
Sometimes if you go 1-0 down to a bit of a moment in the game which you feel isn't your fault, it can make you play differently and get desperate. And I think that's what's kind of happened with Fabio a bit. His style's definitely changed. Obviously his formation's going to be a part of that, but he just seems to be rushing it a lot more, whereas in the first half they were both playing more patiently.
Who would you say the key players in these two 11s are for Chelsea? I mean, so I'll give my opinion and you can tell me why I'm wrong, I'm sure. But I feel Ramirez in the Chelsea team is huge. And a lot of this is coming from Ultimate Team playing. I do play a lot of head-to-head as well. And chance for a header. Great save from Courtois. It could have been 2-0 there. So I feel Ramirez with his high work rates gets up and down the pitch. Really good defensively. And offensively, that was really close. Chelsea need to stop the rot here. And then on the Dortmund team, you're looking at people like Marco Reus. Yeah, he's an absolute danger.
I think you got it spot on, to be honest. When I use Chelsea, I feel Ramirez is my most important player because, in my opinion, having a fast centre defensive mid is one of the most important things on the game. Like it can be so decisive, and Ramirez is. If I had to pick an 11 players I'd have in my FIFA team, Ramirez would be in there. Yeah, he'd definitely be in there.
That's interesting. And I think the other thing is, I know that we were talking earlier, one of the most popular formations is the 4-2-3-1. Yeah. And so you've got two central defensive midfielders. And I feel in that case with Chelsea, Matic and Ramirez complement each other really well, because you've got Ramirez who's got the legs, he covers the ground, and you've got Matic who's just the enforcer. He sits in there, says no one's going to pass today. Yeah, it's interesting defending from Fabio here. Yeah. He really needs to get hold of this game, get the ball in the other half.
Yeah, it's not been a great game for Fabio. Spencer just seems to have taken control of it. He's just been all confidence since the goal, and you know, he could easily be 2-0 up.
Yeah, it's been great play from Dortmund here, and we would have said on paper Dortmund a slightly weaker team as well. Yeah. So remember, we don't know exactly who Spencer's 7 teams are right now. I'm sure we'll find out later, but he's probably going to have 6 really decent teams in the locker. And that's the other thing. I was thinking about it earlier. I was thinking about who I'd choose if I had 7 teams to choose, and I think you get to about 5 and then it gets interesting because there's a few question marks. I mean, would Dortmund be in your 7?
I was about to say I don't think they would.
No. Okay.
Like I know a lot of people have picked Roma. They're only 4.5 stars. Yeah. It's
is that with Dumbia?
And Barbo, yeah.
Barbo, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people have picked them, but they're only 4.5 stars, and I think someone's even picked Portugal, who were 4.5 stars.
Oh, so you can go international then.
I think
we'll get that clarified. Yeah. We'll get that clarified. But Roma's that's a really interesting. Going a 4.5 star team. Yeah. You know, and you know, a lot of people watching might be. Sorry, internationals aren't allowed. You are allowed. Internationals are allowed. Okay, you're allowed 2 internationals in your 7. Yeah. So Portugal has been chosen. It sounds like by someone, and you know, obviously the best international teams are going to be 5-star teams. So, do you think there's an argument to say that a 5-star international team and a 5-star club team, there's nothing between them? If they're 5-star, they're 5-star, or do you feel that international is an advantage or a disadvantage? Or?
No, there's nothing between them. Obviously, it just depends on the players. A lot of people think Brazil are good on this game, but what they don't actually realise is that they're missing a lot of key players. Like Hulk isn't in the team anymore, and he was definitely a big part of that team. It's obviously his strength and pace.
So it's going to be the most updated squad. Costa, that's brilliant. Goal. That's his first shot, I think. First shot on target, at least.
It's his first shot on target. Yeah. But again,
Diego Costa.
As I was saying, skill moves in games like this, they won't get used that much because there might be enough room. But there he saw that he'd had a bit of time, bit of space, used it well, and did it 1-1.
So we've got 84 minutes on the clock. I'm going to be really interested to see how Spencer now bounces back from this, because he has had chances, and you wonder if he took his foot off the gas at all. He's going to put it back on, or is he going to settle for the draw? I mean, it's not a bad result, a draw in the first game. It depends on the other 2 players in the group, of course, but you know, it could be a lot worse. But yeah, that's a really important goal for Fabio there.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Spencer, no one ever wants to get a draw, but if I was him, I'd kind of be going for the win, because he's played well in the game and he's had chances. So like he should be thinking to himself, right, I've had chances in the game, I should be able to get one more before like the end of the game. So
one thing that I'm interested in is the fact that Fabio's not changed his three at the back. He's got his goal and he's staying with it. Maybe he's going to look for a winner.
Well, he's scored, so he's got a bit of confidence now. I mean, he's got
a bit of an overlap here. Hazard with the shot. Oh my God! What a goal! What a goal, and we've seen an absolute 180 turnaround here, guys. Yeah. First half, even the first section of the second half, you'd have to say Spencer's Dortmund were on top. Yeah. But Fabio, fair play to the guy. He's pulled it out the bag. He's gone 2-1 up. This is not looking good. Is any part of this down to Spencer's inexperience in these situations? Do you think he could have closed out the game better?
Yeah, like I think if he had experience in tournaments like this, he would have, after 1-0, like maybe he's underestimated Fabio a little bit, and he's kept going. Like some people say, the best form of defence is offence.
Yeah.
But I don't really agree with that, because especially in FIFA, I think if he had a bit more experience in the tournament, he would have tried closing the game out, just securing the win. I mean, it's his first game.
There's the final whistle, guys. It's all over. You know what I like? That Hazard goal as well. You don't often see long-distance shots like that in the competitive world, and it's really nice to see.
I would like to see a
stats. Oh, he's over 2 legs apparently, so we're going to see a second leg. So it's not over. We've got another leg. Dortmund are going to have to think about that, because you look at the stats there. They had more shots. Fabio actually scored his 2 shots on target. Both went in. So question marks on Weidenfeller's performance. The Diego Costa goal was pretty. It wasn't that in the corner.
Yeah, it's true, but it was along the ground. I mean, if I was Spencer after that game, I'd be pretty heartbroken, because, you know, he seems to have it by the scruff of the neck. He looked completely in control, and just out of nothing, really, Fabio made it 1-1, and then he scored a screamer for 2-1.
Well, hopefully then, if he plays the same sort of game in over 90 minutes, second leg, he must feel that he can balance that luck out, because he had the shots. It just wasn't as clinical. You definitely, I would say, up to 80 minutes, Spencer was in the game more than Fabio. But at the end of the day, Fabio's come back with 2 late chances, scored them both. Yeah. You can't fault that. That is clinical. That's the sort of thing you're going to see a lot of, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, now Spencer's having to change the formation. He's going for a 4-1-2-1-2, because he obviously knows he needs to attack, whereas Fabio's going to go off the last game. As soon as he went to the 3-5-2, he started playing a lot better. So
he's going to start a 3 despite having the 2-1 lead going into second leg.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing he's going for the whole offense as the best form of defense.
He's going to go there. It worked for him last time.
I mean, look, if he gets the first goal in this game, it's going to be pretty hard for Spencer to come back, because he's going to then need to score 3 to be able to win. So
yeah.
And I'm guessing if Fabio goes 1-0 up and Spencer then equalises, Fabio will probably shut the game out, change formation. I mean, Fabio is known for having one of the best defences out in the pro scene. So
well, there you go. So Loic Remy's not being kept. He didn't do what Fabio needed him to do in that first leg, and we may see him used in that centre back position again. But not right now by the looks of things. And would you ever use Drogba in the Chelsea team? What situation would see you bring Drogba on? A Diego Costa injury?
Yeah.
Or would you go Remy?
Late. Well, Remy, I'll definitely bring on Remy before Drogba because of the pace issue. But I think you'd only really bring on Drogba if it was extra time. Both your strikers are tired. Bring on Remy and Drogba. I mean, he's good for the headers, but I mean, to be fair, in that last game, Spencer's main form of attack seemed to be through crossing, which it doesn't seem to work that much on FIFA 15, whereas obviously on FIFA 14 it was the main way to score.
Yeah.
But he's got Aubameyang and Ramos up front this time, which is
bit of pace there.
Yeah,
Ramos isn't slow. Aubameyang's super fast. So
I had a feeling Fabio was going to change formations, because he was telling me how you can't use the three at the back formation if you're playing against someone who has 2 strikers. And not only does he has 2 strikers, but he has Ramos and Aubameyang, who are 2 ridiculously quick players.
But because he's doing this change in game now, he's going to have to make an early substitution from the back. Yeah. Did he not see that his opposition's formation at the start?
No, he must have missed it.
See, there you go. You've got to be quick.
Yeah,
you've got to be super quick.
Remy back at centre back now.
Remy is back at centre back, and a good thing I suppose about having Remy on at centre back is, like you say, if there is a problem attacking wise, you can just push him up.
Yeah.
And then just make a substitution or go free at the back or whatever. But Azpilicueta, Cahill, and Felipe Luis making up the rest of the back 4 for Chelsea. And you've got John Obi Mikel as well as an option. I like him as a CDM. I don't think he's as good as anywhere near as good as Matic or Ramirez, but it's not a bad backup option.
No, he's not a bad backup option at all. But again, he's not someone I would use just because, again, I said pace for me is extremely important in
of course,
in centre defensive mid, because it kind of helps with the box to box kind of player, and Ramirez is definitely that.
Yeah. What other box to box midfielders are you a fan of? High work rate kind of guys.
In terms of work rate, I don't actually look at that. I just look for pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Gundogan as well. Obviously, so the Dortmund.
Is Spencer using him though?
Yeah,
he is using him.
He was using him in the first game. Whether he's using him in this one, if he wasn't using him, I'd be highly surprised because he's a very good player.
Oscar's gone there. That's the early substitution to allow for Fabio's formational changes. Remy on, Oscar off. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get an early goal here to spice the leg up. Just remember, it is 2-1 on aggregate to Chelsea. They won that first leg 2-1.
Yeah, Fabio's Chelsea 2-1. I'm still a bit surprised how Spencer was continuing to cross them. Because to be honest, he was crossing them from a position which isn't really doesn't really work.
Right.
Well, doesn't work all too often anyway. I mean, after the first game, I thought he would have noticed, oh right, the crossing wasn't working that much. I'm gonna change it. I mean, even his goal didn't come from a cross.
No.
But he's
got it out wide here, and he's trying to play it inside instead. Is he going to cross it here? No, pitch check into Mkhitaryan. What can he do? Last bit of skill into Royce. Are we going to see a shot? It's off the post, and that's unlucky.
That was very unlucky.
The keeper could do nothing about that one.
Yeah, for some reason, Royce decided he was going to hit that with the outside of his boot when, you know, I think a normal shot would have just resulted in a goal. Yeah.
Would you have thought about finessing that there? Just no?
No. But then he's changed his style of he changed his style of attack, like I said. Obviously, the crossing wasn't working. And
he looked dangerous.
Started working his way into the box using some skills. And, created a good chance.
Patient build-up here from Dortmund. They are going to need a goal, though. Currently losing 2-1 on aggregate to Chelsea.
I think I can see how this game's going to play out, to be honest. I can see it being pretty tight, and obviously Spencer's going to have to go for it in the end, and I think he's going to get countered.
Mystic Dave is what we're going to call you from now on. You got a crystal ball under there? So you think he's going to go for it? Chelsea are going to get third?
Later on in the game, if he doesn't score in the first half, I can see him completely committing quite a lot in the second half, and that's when I think he's going to get countered.
Just seeing the corner there, have you got a particular preference on corners? You don't have to share with us your secret tactics if you've got one, but if you've got things you feel that don't work and aren't worth trying, and maybe for instance, one of the things you often see online is a short corner. Use it very often. You also see the people that try and hit it quite far out to their man lurking outside the edge of the box. Marco Royce with a chance. Great tackle. Challenge. What a challenge. Oh, Aubameyang's not able to pick it up in the box. That could have been a good one for Dortmund, but is he going to make something happen here? Aubameyang into Royce. Oh, my word.
What a goal.
One of the cheekiest attempts we've seen. Well, the cheekiest attempt we've seen in the tournament so far. If that had gone in, that would have been unimaginable. We'd have had some kind of standing ovation.
Yeah, that could be costly, though.
Wow.
Back to your corners question. Yeah. Whenever I use a corner, I always go short. I just feel like it works a lot more. Like if I just put a normal cross in, I don't. It doesn't usually work for me. Whereas for other people it does. It's just preference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think that one of the risks, obviously, with taking the kind of traditional corner is obviously the keeper coming out to catch it, counter-attack. Also, one thing you might have noticed a lot, guys, in FIFA 15 this year, I find, is that if you get your corner wrong and they get the right kind of header out, bit of a height on the header, you can be facing a one-on-one counter-attack situation straight away, which is not what you want if they've got a fast striker and maybe your centre-back isn't up to scratch. So
yeah, a lot.
Oh, hello. Mistake at the back. Oh, Aubameyang. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Okay. Wow. Spencer has an opportunity to tie the leg 2-2. It's a yellow card for Azpilicueta, no red card. So this could be interesting. Who's going to take this penalty? Who's the man?
I think he'll put Royce on it.
Marco Royce, yeah, I think so.
That was a bit unlucky. I mean, Remy somehow missed the header, and then it didn't look like there was a lot of contact on the player, but
no.
Here's his chance.
It's reversing the luck. He hit the post earlier, so I think this is it's going to make the tie interesting because if he scores it, and he'll want to be scoring this, he's going to make it 2-2. Marco Royce. Oh my word, he's missed it down the middle. Courtois didn't even move, guys. He was in his head. I think he was in his head.
Yeah, I had my crystal ball out again.
Yeah, Fabio was in Spencer's head there. Massive opportunity for Spencer to make it 2-2. He's missed it, and he's had a couple chances. If we'd seen Fabio have these two chances based on his first leg performance, I'd say he'd have 2 goals at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, a lot of people go down the middle on penalties because
I do.
It's because you can hit them above the keeper, and people think there's another chance here.
Aubameyang, it's a touch, a little bit heavy. Yeah, you can put it above the keeper, and the only way you're going to miss it is if that happens. The keeper stands right there.
It's not even that. Like if someone goes down the middle and they put it high, you have to hold it up on the stick. Yeah. A lot of people don't know. That's a lot of.
So did Spencer not go high enough, or did Fabio hold up?
Fabio would have held up.
He held up, right?
Yeah,
okay.
But not a lot of people know it. So
massive opportunity. Bang! Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been coming, guys.
Yeah,
it's been coming. We're 1-0 in the second leg, making it 2-2 on aggregate. Okay. this is going to get interesting now because the scoring's gone Spencer, Fabio, Spencer. So we're going to see some formational changes. Fabio's 3 at the back formation is how he scored both his goals in the first leg.
Yeah.
So if he's going to score one, and he hasn't looked like scoring this game at all, but he hasn't needed to until now.
Yeah. Well, like it would have been a hard decision for Fabio because obviously he had to think, right, do I stick with my 3-5-2 formation, which worked in the second game, or do I try and counter the formation that he's using against him? And that's what he did. He went to the 4-2-3-1, I think he was at, and he just didn't work for him, and now he's back to the 3-5-2, which he now does work. So
I thought for a moment there he was going to take Diego Costa off. He had him highlighted. He's put him in the cam position, so a little bit deeper than you'd expect a traditional target man to be. But, you know, like I said, there's a lot of different facets of competitive FIFA that differ to traditional FIFA and traditional football as well. So we're going to see a lot of those things today.
Yeah, well, I think the thinking behind that is he knows Dortmund's centre-backs aren't too quick. And he's I think was it Willian and Hazard he had up front?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, 2 very quick players. So I
think Remy's up there.
Oh, Remy.
Remy's up there.
Yeah.
I think Remy's up there with Hazard. No, with Willian.
All right, so still 2 really quick players. But yeah, Dortmund's centre-backs aren't too quick. I mean, it's set the game up nicely now for the second half. Fabio's back to his formation that he knows works for him. And did Spencer change his back? I think he did.
I didn't see if Spencer made any changes. I'm not sure, but
if I was him, I wouldn't have because
he was on top.
Yeah, it's been working a lot for him. So
and he's definitely been on top for the vast majority of these 2 games. What we've had almost 135 minutes of play now, and you'd have to say that Fabio's had 10 minutes of domination across it.
He's clinical.
But it's 2-2, so there's no right or wrong here. There's just the goals.
I mean,
the goals are level.
Fabio's defence is usually rock solid, but whether it's nerves or Spencer's attack's just too good, I'm not too sure. But it just hasn't been what we're used to.
Yeah, not been the typically tight performance you'd expect from someone of Fabio's quality. But you know, I'd say in this game more than the last game, Spencer's really dominated. He's had a lot of chances. The only thing I would say from what I've seen of competitive FIFA is that I'd expect someone with the chances Spencer's had to have scored more than 1 goal. I mean, the penalty alone, you don't want to be missing penalties. Obviously, it's a bit of a lottery. But before that, he's hit the post. He's had a few chances, which is traditional. You'd expect it when watching a normal person play FIFA. You know, me, for instance, anyone that's seen my videos, they'll know that I'm traditionally terrible at finishing. You know, I have a lot of shots, not enough goals.
Yeah.
But with the pros, you tend to see a very good goal-to-shot conversion ratio.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny as well is Spencer online, he's known for, barely missing chances. His finishing ability is usually, he just doesn't miss. And maybe we can put that down to the teams because he usually uses Real Madrid.
He's an inferior selection just about. But Chelsea haven't had a shot in this second leg so far. And if they want to win the tie, they are going to have a shot unless they're going to get lucky with an own goal. So right now, I'd say it's in Spencer's hands. If you're going to tip anyone to win this game, go on and win it, I'd say Spencer. But I would also add a slight disclaimer to that, and I would say that Chelsea need 1 chance. If we know anything from Fabio's first leg, 1 chance could win it for him. 1 shot, 1 goal, he'll go 3-2 up. So it's all to play for.
Maybe change an attack for Spencer. I think he's realised Aubameyang's finishing's not quite up to standard, so he's now put Royce up there. He's stuck to the same formation, so
Blazikowski on for Kagawa. Okay. What do you feel about Kagawa in the game? He's quite slight. A lot of people aren't a fan of the players that haven't got a bit more strength about them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't tend to use him. I mean, Blazikowski would definitely be on my starting lineup just because of his sheer amount of pace. I mean, this could be
not as fast in this game as in previous games, though. I think he's in an 89 or something like that for pace. So still fast, but not.
Yeah, I mean, on the last ones he was in the 90s. So
exactly.
It is a bit of a downgrade, but still enough to be able to make a difference.
And now he's fresh off the bench. He's got fresh legs, so that pace is going to be almost, it's accelerated in some way because he's going to be against slower people.
Yeah.
45 minutes slower anyway. So Hazard on the ball here for Chelsea. Chelsea are going to need a chance. They haven't had a shot in this second leg yet, but that could Joao Williams let the ball run out. That's frustrating to see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we've seen, Fabio's he's been struggling to keep possession a lot as he is. So when stuff like that's happening, it really is frustrating. I'm
really keen to see what happens when Fabio, or if Fabio gets a chance on goal though, because I want to see if he can make it 3 shots, 3 goals.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 shots, 2 goals in that first leg.
Yeah.
So if he gets 1 and scores it again, you have to hold your hands up to say that is superior finishing.
Yeah, I mean that's the difference between the teams. Like Hazard and Costa, and I think Spencer's chances with Ramos and Aubameyang.
Here we go, great bit of skill from Ramos. It's a great block. Was that from Cahill, I think? I'm not sure. It was a fabulous block. On a yellow card, as Piliqueta, because he got the yellow card when he gave the penalty away. You see there the shot, 6 to Dortmund, 0 to Chelsea. But as things stand, it's all even.
But yeah, as I was saying, I think like the quality difference in the teams is definitely what's been like having an influence on the score. I mean, Hazard and Costa scored Fabio's goals, and just 2 chances out of nothing really, especially the Hazard one. This is going to be a good chance.
Here we go. Matic, he doesn't want to shoot with him. Oh, unlucky. Good tackle on the edge of the box. See, one thing we did say, we have to give Spencer a bit of kudos here actually, because we talked about him having not a lot of experience in sort of real life tournaments, not online. But you've got to give it to him, because his first game in a proper tournament, and he's gone and chose Dortmund. He's not gone with it. You know, traditionally you'd expect that someone that's trying to learn the ropes, play their first proper competitive tournament, would play a strong team, get the points out. But he's gone, no, I'm going to choose Dortmund, who probably, unless he's a massive fan of them, are going to be, you know, in his top 5 at most.
Well, there's more thinking behind it, to be honest, because he could. This is going to be a good chance.
Here we go. Ramos, is he going to get the shot away? Blocked. Oh, it's another incredible tackle from Piliqueta. Royce with the shot.
Oh, it's in 2-0.
2-0. Marco Reus, he missed the penalty, but he's made up for that with his finish there. It's his second goal of the game. Did he get the first one as well, Marco Reus? It was the tapping. I can't remember who hit it.
Yeah, I can't remember. He maybe did.
But still, we're looking at 2-0 in this second leg. You would have to say Spencer has dominated the 2 legs, and now he's 3-2 up.
Yeah, like I'd say the scoreline it's deserved.
Yep.
Now we're going to have to see Fabio really pull it back. I mean, he did last game. I mean, 66th minute last game, he was still 1-0 down and ended up winning. So
it wasn't until the 80th minute that he got going. So he's got a little bit of time if he wants to replicate that. I mean, I'd like to think Spencer would learn from those mistakes though and shut up shop this time.
Yeah. You'd like to think so, but it doesn't look like he's gone. He's stuck with the same formation. He's not gone any more defensive. So maybe
there's no. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure if goal difference is gonna take a part in this group by the end of it. And if it is, then yes, there is a point to Spencer going on and trying to get a third goal. But if it isn't, then he is really been a bit foolish to try and score another goal. He needs to shut up the shot unless he genuinely believes that him attacking is his best way of defending, keeping the possession in the opponent's half away from his goal.
Well, like when you speak about goal difference, if he wins all 3 of his games just by 1 goal, it doesn't really matter, does it? So I mean,
exactly, if he wins, he wins. Yep, completely true.
I think it's all he knows, to be honest. If he gets another goal, makes it 3-0, that's going to be like game over.
It's over, yeah. I agree. 75th minute or 74th minute now, so just over 15 minutes left on the FIFA clock for Fabio to get a goal. 1 goal will level the tie. Remember, he won that first leg 2-1, making it 3-2 to Dortmund on aggregate currently. Hazard with the ball here. What's he going to do? He's been patient. He's waiting for Dortmund defenders to commit. Hazard with the ball here. Is he going to go out wide there? No, it's predicted.
Yeah.
It was predicted from Spencer. It's good defence. He looks a more solid player than he did last game.
Yeah.
He's definitely not got a problem creating chances. Yeah. It's just the taking of them that. Here we go. He's not going to get there.
No, just an interesting point when you're saying you thought Dortmund would Spencer would have used a better team than Dortmund. I think it's kind of a mentality thing, because he's him using Dortmund's kind of taking pressure off himself, because it's kind of him saying, right, I know I'm not using the best team, so if I lose, that's a reason why. So
that's one way of looking at it for sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's more confident than we gave him credit for. I don't know. We're going to find out as the rest of this group progresses. But right now, he's making a big splash in his first competitive appearance, because he could be winning against Fabio.
Yeah. I mean, like as I said earlier, like winning your first game is always extremely important.
Definitely.
You can make or break your tournament. So,
regardless of what happens in that second game, he's got those 3 points to fall back on. He knows he's got the win.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not sure of the groups at the moment, so I'm not sure who else, like the other 2 players in this group, but like.
Great ball. Could we see a third? Marco Reus, is he going to hit it out? As Piliqueta,
he's been fantastic.
He's been unbelievable. Playing as a is it a 4 at the back? He's still got. No, he's gone to 3 now, hasn't he, Fabio?
Yeah, but
he's playing as part of the 3 at the back, and in not kind of right side centre back position, which he won't be familiar with. He's traditionally a fullback.
Yeah, he's just gone all out attack Fabio. There's definitely going to be another goal in this game, because whether it'll go for Fabio or not, I can't say.
When you go all out attack, in the best of cases, you usually see a goal one way. When you're talking about the competitive guys who can pounce on any mistake.
I mean, one over the top free ball, and that's it. Spencer's going to be in.
We're going to see that now. He's giving the ball away. Matic, what can Matic do? He's all out attack. He's played the ball up to Diego Costa, who is good in the air. He wins the knockdown, but it doesn't fall to anyone unless he can bounce on this. Oh, my God. That is unbelievable. Listen, Spencer's been the better player, but Fabio has scored every shot he's had. 3 shots over 2 games and 3 goals. You can't argue against that. I feel sorry for Spencer because he's been really solid over 2 games, but defensively, you can't give Fabio a sniff of a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
wow,
that's just FIFA for you. Spencer dominated. To be honest, he should be winning this game by more than what he is, and he could possibly draw it now. Yeah,
it looks like as things stand, it is 3-3 on aggregate. Both legs being 2-1 to either team. Chelsea the first leg, Dortmund the second leg.
I mean, it's not over yet. There's still
it's not over. What, oh my God! Oh my God! Did you see that header? Wow, that could have been a great way to win the tie, but it's all over.
Fabio would not have been happy if that had gone in.
I tell you what an end to the both legs. Both legs finished really well on the buzzer.
Yeah, I like you. Overall, you got to feel sorry for Spencer. He definitely had the better of the second game, and I'd say he had the better of the first game as well.
Look at that. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously a mistake. They had 1 shot, but 10 shots for Dortmund, 7 on target. Yeah. You'd expect a top quality player to be getting, I think, more than 2 goals from 7 shots on target.
Yeah, I mean,
missing a penalty.
I think in a way Fabio will come away from this game better than Spencer, because Spencer's just going to be thinking, oh my God, the game's against me. How have I not won that? Whereas Fabio's going to be thinking, right, I played bad then, I can't play that bad like every other game, and I've came away with points. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely going to be coming away with that with a bit of confidence. For Spencer, it's his first game. He did well. He was using Dortmund. He was against a top class player. So he I mean, he drew. He didn't lose. So he shouldn't be hard on himself in any way. He's still got another 2 games.
Exactly. It's an old football cliche that the good teams win when they play badly. Yeah. And I'd have to say to Fabio there, he didn't play well across the 2 legs. He was not in the game. But for when he needed to be, put the shots in, he put them in. So congratulations to Fabio for that. In regards to Spencer, I'd say that he's had a learning curve. His first competitive match in a kind of face-to-face tournament, and he has been the better player, and he's coming away with just the 1 point. So he should be disappointed with that, but also not ignore the signs. He needs to be more clinical, and he can't give his oppositions any sniff of a chance, because it looks like they're going to take them. And we're going to go over to Chris now, who's going to talk to Spencer and find out what he thought about the match.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Spencer after that dramatic ending to the game. I mean, you feared online, and you come to one of your first LAN events just to prove the critics wrong. And I honestly thought you were going to do it, and then it just kind of went a bit pear-shaped at the end. How are you feeling after that?
After the first game, when I conceded 2 in the last 10-15, I thought I had to change it. So went 4-3-1-2, missed so many chances. Thought I was going to waste time in the end, but I just never got the ball. So, yeah, I'm gutted.
I mean, it would have been a great upset, especially with Dortmund, probably one of the weaker teams that might be on display here today. And I think you made a great choice to bring them out early and try and get it out of the way and hopefully make an upset. And it was so close. I mean, what's going to be your thoughts, and are you going to bring out some stronger teams going into the other 2 group games?
I don't know who the other 2 have chose, so I'll have to see who they've chose, but I might have to use Real Madrid in my next game or 2.
Okay, bringing out one of the big boys just to secure yourself the points early on. I mean, where do you think it kind of went a bit wrong for you? Was it the finishing wasn't as clinical? I mean, I've been told that you're quite clinical online when it comes to finishing. Any chance you get, you pretty much put away. But today it just didn't quite go that way. Was it a bit of nerves? Was it a bit of just unfortunate?
I don't know, because I hit the post with Royce, missed the penalty, so yeah, nothing went my way.
Okay, so we'll just chalk it up to a little bit of luck. Hopefully come back in the next 2 games and sort yourselves out. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we're going to be back with the next game right after this. Don't go anywhere.